Unsupervised is the first major museum-scale artwork to utilize NFT technology. The interactive VR experience uses an app that scans a barcode to show the artist's descriptions and artwork. It's a first for MoMA and it has already received more than 10,000 downloads, which is more than the number of people who pass through the museum in a day. The museum is also partnering with the Paley Foundation, which has endowment funds to support educational programs and museums. The money raised from the auction will help expand the museum's digital presence. The auction is expected to generate at least $70 million. The museum plans to use the majority of the proceeds for expansion of its NFTs and philanthropic efforts. The NFT market has exploded in recent years. There have been several major NFT platforms launched, and most of them focus on sports. Moreover, amateur athletes have been a lucrative target for marketers. The new laws may even extend to high school athletes, which would lead to a whole new crop of game startups and NFT marketplaces. In addition, the exhibition highlights two emerging artistic movements, cryptocurrency and augmented reality. The exhibition's installation titled Alternate Reality will feature art that incorporates NFT technology and art. The installation is designed to create a space where viewers can interact with art while learning more about the world around them. It will also explore the intersection of nature and art. The artwork will transport viewers into a virtual rendering of the Swiss Alps. The NFT market is a growing market with many new and interesting works. The technology allows for small-scale art production and reordering. Unlike a traditional gallery, NFTs are not limited to a single owner. In addition, they are also available to the public, which opens the door to a new kind of art. Anadol's machine hallucinations collection has become a coveted item in the art market. It was the result of a multi-year research project into the aesthetics of data. Anadol's research was inspired by the question, what would a machine mind dream of after seeing the MoMA's collection? Using MoMA's publicly available archives and digitized artwork, Anadol was able to create a virtual dream world that features 20 digital artworks. In his lifetime, William S. Paley built an extensive art collection that is now worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He will donate a portion of this collection to the Museum of Modern Art. His collection includes a famous Picasso painting, Boyle Eating a Horse, 1906, a large-scale piece from his rose-colored period. The painting was the centerpiece of a 1980 survey of Picasso's work at the Modern. The Paley estate includes artworks, 100,000 shares of CBS stock, and $31 million in cash. The estate is intended to operate a museum dedicated to the history of broadcasting, as well as a park named for Paley's father. The estate will be split among 4 children, and some of the CBS shares will go to his grandchildren. Paley grew up in a Jewish neighborhood of Chicago, where he attended public schools. After graduating from Wharton, he joined his father's company and quickly rose to management. He had a knack for making good business decisions. The Paley Foundation declined to comment on how much the Paley collection is worth, but informal estimates put the total worth at hundreds of millions of dollars. In fact, one New York dealer estimated that the collection is worth $100 million to $125 million. The auction is being held for estate tax purposes, and Sotheby's will be the auction house. Paley became interested in commercial radio in the mid-1920s. He convinced his father to purchase the Columbia Broadcasting System, which consisted of 16 stations, at the age of 27. He worked to expand the network into a credible rival to the National Broadcasting Company, which was the largest network at the time. The Paley Center for Media, which Paley helped establish in New York, is one of the most popular museums in the country. Paley's financial gift helped establish the Museum of Television and Radio in New York. Paley was a pioneer in the broadcasting industry, and his investments in hard-hitting news and public affairs shows helped make the network more popular. The Paley Center also expanded to Los Angeles, where it is now known as the Paley Building. The New York Museum's plans to purchase NFTs from art auctions have sparked criticism from critics who question the museum's mission and mandate. The idea behind NFTs is simple: They are digital artworks whose ownership certificate is linked to an online database that proves ownership. In theory, this would increase the value of the artwork. Currently, the MoMA has 81 NFTs that are worth nearly $70 million. They have partnered with the William S. Paley Foundation to sell 29 of those works. They'll include works by Picasso, Renoir, Rodin, and Rousseau. The NFTs that the MoMA plans to buy from art auctions will be used for several purposes. They will enable the MoMA to launch a streaming platform, host video chats with artists, and work with universities to offer online courses. The MoMA plans to start its own streaming service in 2021. For this, it will provide metadata on the works to an artificial intelligence performer named Refik Anadol, who is known for his work unsupervised. While the MoMA has not yet purchased a tokenized work of art on the blockchain, it has contributed to the development of NFTs. Among the pieces the museum has contributed to include metadata by AI artist Refik Anadol. In addition to the NFTs, many artists have moved into the metaverse with projects that blur the physical and digital. One such project is Rocket Factory, in which users can purchase 3 stages of a digital NFT rocket ship and send a physical replica into the sky. The recovered replica is then sent back to the owner in a custom display box, and the online version is updated with metadata from the launch. The MFA plans to hold the first general market NFT auction on July 14. The auction will be organized by La Collection, an auction house catering to museums. It has collaborated with the Leopold Museum in Vienna and the British Museum in the past. The museum plans to sell up to 2,000 NFTs through the auction house, and proceeds from the sale will go toward conservation. The Uffizi is also involved in the NFT controversy, but the Italian art gallery denied selling any of its works. However, Sinaloa says that the agreement with the Uffizi is based on net revenues split 50-50. The Uffizi's partnership with Sinaloa has a 5-year term and will end in December 2021. Non-fungible tokens, NFTs, are virtual currency that has no intrinsic value. Their creation and production require the Ethereum blockchain, which consumes a large amount of energy. The amount of computing power required to mint one NFT is equivalent to that of a 500-mile gasoline-powered car trip. These tokens are an attractive source of revenue for museums, but they also present image-damaging environmental problems. A recent eco-friendly offering of 50 NFTs based on a William Blake print was priced at 999 units of the green cryptocurrency Tezos. The Whitworth Museum has received 8 sales since the offering. The use of NFTs in art has been linked to climate activism. Many NFTs released by popular artists have a high carbon footprint. For example, the artist Charlie LaMercier's 6 crypto artworks have consumed more electricity than his entire studio over the past 2 years. The fallout from this has affected other art applications, and one major company, ArtStation, has halted the use of its NFTs in its app.